निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
Rashmi Thakur, mute your phone. Rashmi Thakur, don't talk when the chanting is going on.
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः विषयान् विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिना रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते जायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेषे विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवैश्ये विधेयात्मा कर्ता या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तः संघः समाचर अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः यज्ञात् अदति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा भक्ताहम् इति मन्यते। श्री भगवान् वाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजो गुणः समुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनामिह वैरिणम्। श्री भगवान् उवाच इमं विवस्वते योगं प्रोक्तवानहमव्ययम् दिवस्वान्मनवे प्राह मनुरिक्ष्वाकवे ब्रवीत् एवं परम्परा प्राप्तम् इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकालेन महता योगो नष्ट परन्तप स एवायं मया तेभ्यः योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यमेतदुत्तमम् अजोऽपि सन् अव्ययात्मा भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन वीतरागभयक्रोध मन्मया मामुपाश्रितः बहवो ज्ञानतपसा भूता मद्भावमागतः तां भजाम्यहम् मम वर्तमानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्येत कर्तारमव्ययम् तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि सुनि चैव स्वपाके च पंडिता समदर्शिना। संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते। आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधा। भोक्तारां यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं। सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिं रक्षति। हरे कृष्णा माता जी। हरे कृष्णा माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Hello. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता
Hare Krishna, Bindu.
जी।
All verses over. Okay, next time do one thing. Give two verses for everybody to read.
Okay.
Only you should not read. Like Rashmi Thakur was talking about something else.
Okay.
Somebody was talking about something else. It doesn't work like that. Whoever has joined, all will be chanting two verses.
Okay.
Even if wrong, not a problem.
Okay, Mother.
Then that makes a sense. And makes a sense, and it is a group this, na? Two verses.
Okay.
Whoever has joined, they should continue. Bas.
Okay, Mother.
Okay. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So 108 you did or 27 you did?
We were doing 108.
108. No?
We did till 5th chapter today.
How many?
Till 5th chapter. 5th.
Yeah, that was I thought. How can it finish so fast? Because that is why I asked 27 only. Okay, till 5th chapter, what you can do, instead of 108, till 5th chapter, you put it in the group.
Yes.
So that everybody will learn. And ask Mohit Prabhu. Mohit Prabhu has separated my recording. So till 5th chapter, everybody can memorize the verses.
Okay.
They can read along with whatever I have done.
Okay,
The way it is recited. So we are in the 5th chapter. Which verse?
7th verse.
4th verse. 7th verse. So 5th chapter, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Very important verse. Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Mute your phones, all of you. Yeah. Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So sannyas means yuktaha. Sannyas means to connect. Sannyas means to give up material propensity and be connected with Lord. The consciousness should be always with Krishna. That is known as sannyasa. Sat means in search of. Sat means in search of absolute truth. Nyas means to give up the material propensity. It is not so easy to give up the material propensity. So Krishna slowly is teaching us how to purify our mind, our intelligence, how or what happens when you connect everything to Krishna. Vishuddhatma. First thing, our mind is purified, our intelligence is purified, our consciousness is purified. When our consciousness is purified, that is the time we can understand we are servants of Krishna. And we can understand our real Sarupa, Bhaya Sarupa. Whatever we are engaged in, this body is only a Bhaya Sarupa. So what is our real Sarupa? So that real Sarupa can be understood only when we are purified completely. Our consciousness is completely purified. So let us see the seventh verse. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyah sarvabhutatma bhutatma kuruvannapi nalipyate. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma. Yoga yuktaha. He is completely connected with Krishna. Yoga itself is yuktaha already. Double time it has been told. Yoga itself means connection. Yuktaha has been again emphasized. So that is completely engaged in devotional service. What happens? Vishuddhatma. He is completely purified. Mind. Here Atma refers to mind. Vishuddhatma. His mind is purified. His purified soul has been written. Sripad Ramanujacharya has commented on this. He says this Atma here refers to mind is purified. Vijitatma, his intelligence is purified. When his intelligence is purified, then only he can become self-controlled. Because the intelligence controls the mind controls the senses. So that is why you see here, Jitendriya has been given. So, Vishuddhatma, there it refers to intelligence, Vijitatma refers to mind, and Jitendriya refers to senses. It comes like this. Vishuddhatma, Vijitatma, Jitendriya. Intelligence is controlling the mind is controlling the senses. Jitendriya.
গীতা ক্লাস পাঁচটা থেকে শুরু হয়েছে এখন আগে গীতার
Aparna Mataji,
করা হয়
Aparna Mataji, Aparna Mataji. All your videos on. Everyone. Nishikant, Ramakrishnan, Kusum, Aruna, Madhuri Kadam, Gunjan, Malati. Every one of you, keep your videos on. In the Bhakti Shastri class, we have kept it compulsory. The video should be on. So if you are in the house dress, go and change your dress and keep your videos on. Even if you are in the house dress, it doesn't matter. What matters is your consciousness in the class. Vijitatmaha, Jitendriya. So three things are there. Vishuddhatma, Vijitatmaha, and Jitendriya. Intelligence, mind, senses. One who is engaged in devotional service, intelligence is purified, mind is purified, and that is why the senses are in complete control. Now what happens? How is this person? He always thinks for the welfare of everyone. He has a compassionate nature. Like how the doctor, when he sees a patient suffering, he feels to help him. He gives him the medicine. That is a real doctor who feels compassion. So now this person, this devotee, is completely self-controlled. He is friend of everyone. Sarva Bhuta Atma Bhuta Atma. It is not Sarva Bhuta Atma, Sarva Bhuta Atma Bhuta Atma. See, very important to understand this statement. If somebody says Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma, it refers to he is the soul of everyone. He is not the soul. He is not the soul. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma, if you say, that refers to that he is the soul of everyone. Sarva Bhutatma, that means for everyone. Bhutatma, he is the soul. No, he is not the soul. He is Atma Bhut. Atma Bhutatma. Atma refers to Atma Bhutatma. It refers to his compassionate. To whom? Sarva Bhuta. Sarva Bhuta means to all living entities. Sarva Bhuta Atma. Atma Bhuta Atma. What type of Atma is? Atma Bhuta. Atma Bhuta means what? He is a compassionate soul. Atma Bhuta Atma. Understand it very nice. Atma Bhuta Atma. To whom? To come to Sarva Bhuta. He is Sarva Bhutam. That means to all living entities. How is he? Atma Bhuta Atma. Atma Bhuta Atma, or you can say Atma Bhuta Atma. That means he is a compassionate soul. Atma Bhuta Atma, you can say. Atma here refers to he is such type of soul. How is he? He is a friend of everyone. That is his nature. He is very compassionate. He is compassionate. He cannot see anybody suffering. But if you put that Atma to Sarva Bhuta in the first one, then what happens? Sarva Bhuta Atma. Who is he? Bhutatma. This person is the soul of everyone. Then it becomes Mayava Siddhanta. Just see, just by putting Atma in Sarva Bhuta, it becomes Mayavad. That is why Sanat Marathi, mute your phone. So the whole meaning changes. But if you say Atma Bhutatma, what type of Bhutatma he is? He has that compassion to everyone. Kurvan apina lipyate. Because he has compassion to everyone, he is engaged in devotional service. He engages others also in devotional service. So though he is engaged in so many type of work, he is never entangled. Because his consciousness is not only I should serve Krishna, I should make others also serve Krishna. So such type of Atma he is. What type of Atma he is? What type of soul? Sarva Bhuta Bhutatma. Sarva Bhuta. For everyone, this person is a very good friend. This Atma Bhutatma refers to he is a friend of everyone. But why he could become a friend of everyone? Just because he is devotee of Krishna. So indirectly, who is a real friend? A devotee is only a real friend. And what type of devotee? Is completely engaged in devotional service, because of which his intelligence is purified, mind is in control, and senses are completely serving Krishna. If this type of person is there, then that type of person thinks for the welfare of everyone. Srila Prabhupada. Why at the age of 69, when everybody thinks of his own comfort, why this person, Atma Bhutatma, is roaming for everyone? Just because he cannot see the sufferings of the people. People are suffering because of forgetfulness of Krishna. The moment we forget Krishna, our mind is completely in anxiety. That is why even the slightest thing is enough to agitate our mind. And we are not experiencing that real happiness. The story Muruga is there. I am spending a lot of time for this verse. It's a very important verse. For sometimes we take devotees, we take devotion very complacent. It's not so complacent. It is not something, let me do this also. Let me add some part of devotion in my life also. Then we can never experience the real happiness. We are all searching for happiness. Kasturi Mruga, when the wind blows, at that time, the fragrance from his body, from the body of Mruga, is actually in the air. And this Mruga is searching that fragrance and runs towards a direction. And in pursuit, what happens? it leaves a body. The same is the case of a human. In pursuit of the happiness, we are doing so many work. We are thinking, I'm going to get happiness from this part of the family. We change the family members after some time. Then we try to take some happiness from somebody else. Like when we were in childhood, we were trying to draw happiness from our parents, then from our husband, from our wife, from our children. Then we change our friends. Actually, the happiness is not outside this inside. But we have not controlled our intelligence, our mind, our senses because we have yet not understood D of devotion. And Srila Prabhupada, when he sees the people suffering, the anxiety of the people, animals at one sense is so peaceful. You see, animals are more peaceful than us. They are not worried of their food. They're just peaceful. But we are so much in anxiety for no reason. If we have one rupee, we are in pursuit of making it into two. If we have two, we are in pursuit of making four. That means we are never satisfied. So this self-satisfaction can only come when we are engaged in devotional service. That is why Sarva Bhuta Atma Bhuta Atma, that is Acharyas, the spiritual masters. Why they are very peaceful? In spite of so many difficulties coming to them also. Srila Prabhupada faced 3 attacks. But Srila Prabhupada never stopped his movement. In fact, he was becoming more and more stronger. So that is, it did not weaken him. So sometimes Krishna shows the difficulties may come to the devotees. What is the difference between a devotee and a person who is not in devotion? Even if difficulties come, the devotees are ever ready. You can say ever ready batteries for Krishna. What is ever ready battery? Always in charge. But if a common person is given some difficulties, then he is completely, you can say, burdened. He becomes weakened and he is not able to do anything. He is more in anxiety. So it is Krishna's, can say, will, or it is Krishna's plan to show that even if difficulties come to devotees never stop. That is what is Srila Prabhupada. Never stop. Even in spite of so many difficulties, he never stopped. So one who works in devotion, who is a pure soul and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never tempted. So how will you read that? Sarva Bhuta is Atma Bhuta Atma. That is how you have to read. Sarva Bhuta Atma Bhuta Atma. That means he's compassionate. He cannot see the difficulties which the devotees are suffering. Okay. Surendra Harite Prabhu, read the purport.
Hare Krishna. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone. And everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. One who is on the path of liberation by Krishna consciousness is very dear to every living being. And every living being is dear to him. This is due to Krishna consciousness. Such a person cannot think of any living being as separate from Krishna. Just as the leaves and branches of a tree are not separate from the tree. He knows very well that by pouring water on the root of the tree, the water will be distributed to all the leaves and branches. Or by supplying food to the stomach, the energy is automatically distributed throughout the body. Because one who works in Krishna consciousness is servant to all. He is very dear to everyone. And because everyone is satisfied by his work, he is pure in consciousness. Because he is pure in consciousness, his mind is completely controlled. And because his mind is controlled, his senses are also controlled. Because his mind is always fixed on Krishna, there is no chance of being deviated from Krishna. Nor is there a chance that he will engage his senses in matters other than the service of the Lord. He does not like to hear anything except topics relating to Krishna. He does not like to eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. And he does not wish to go anywhere if Krishna is not involved. Therefore, his senses are controlled. A man of controlled senses cannot be offensive to anyone. One may ask, why then was Arjuna offensive to others? Wasn't he a Krishna consciousness? Arjuna was only superficial offensive because, as has already been explained in the second chapter, all the assembled persons on the battlefield would continue to live individually, as the soul cannot be slain. So spiritually, no one was killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Only their dresses were changed by the order of Krishna, who was personally present. Therefore, Arjuna, while fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, was not really fighting at all. He was simply carrying out the orders of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. Such a person is never entangled in the reactions of work.
So it was the desire of Krishna that Arjuna should take part in the war. That is why Arjuna took part in the war, or he is Sarva Bhutta Atma Bhutta. Because if you see the first chapter, he placed so many concerns. I don't want to take part because I cannot see my people dying. I cannot take part. Family tradition will be lost. Sins will be incurred. And then, for whose sake should I fight? With whom should I enjoy? Oh Lord, I'm completely confused. That is in the second chapter, he says. So in this way, he placed a lot of concern. It was Krishna's desire. To fulfill Krishna's desire, he participated in the war. Now, who is the doer? That is the question. Who is the doer? Whether the body is the doer, soul is the doer, Krishna is the doer. Who is the doer? Let us see this 8th and 9th verse. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavid pashyan shunvan spushan jigran shunvan spushan jigran ashnan gachan swapan shvasan pralapan visujan gunan punnishan nishanati indriyanindriyakeshu vartanta iti dharayan naiva kinchit karomiti na eva kinchit karomi. Karomi means I. Now, who that I? It is a soul who is talking here. I am not doing anything. Yuktaha, whoever is in divine consciousness actually is not doing anything. Who knows this? Tattvavit knows this. Tattvavit means the one who knows the truth. He knows that I am not the doer. Pashyan, I am not seeing. Shunvan, I am not hearing. Sprushan, I am not touching. Jigran, I am not smelling. Ashnan, I am not eating. Gachan, I am not defecating. Swapan, I am not dreaming. Shwasan, I am not breathing. Pradapan, I am not talking. Visrujan, Gachan refers to walking. Visrujan refers to defecating. Ghranan, I am not accepting. Ulmishan, I am not opening the eyes. Nimishan, I am not closing the eyes. So I am not doing anything. Who is doing that? It is the senses in contact with the sense objects, indriyartheshu, for sense gratification. It is the body which is doing. Actually, I am not the doer. So a Tattvavit knows what should be done. When he sees a person engaging in different types of activities, he is understanding it is not actually the work of the soul. But our consciousness has gone in the matter to such an extent. Vyasa, when he sees in Badrikashram, when he sees because he is able to forecast, he is able to, his Trikala Drishti, he is able to see the sufferings of the Kali Yuga people. At that time, he writes a verse, Paropi Manute Anartham. Paropi, Parashakti of Krishna is the soul. Manute Anartham. But still, Anartham here refers to, though Parashakti has identified himself with the Aparashakti, to the matter to such an extent that considers Indriyani Indriyartheshu, senses, sense gratification, to be all in all. But a Tattvait knows that the soul has nothing to do with this, has nothing to do with. So who is the doer? Soul, senses, or the body, or Krishna? All three are the doers at the same time, all three are the non-doers. Soul desires, body acts, Lord permits. How all three are non-doers? Soul is actually pure and divine. It has nothing to do with the matter. Lord anyhow has nothing to do with the matter. And now matter on the own cannot do anything. So a Tattvavit, what is his consciousness is completely pure. So that is why he is aloof from them. Though engaged in multitask, still his consciousness is in Krishna. He will be engaged in many activities. He will be defecating, he'll be opening his eyes, he'll be closing the eyes, he'll be sleeping, he'll be dreaming. At the same time, he knows that he has nothing to do with all these things. That means his consciousness is not affected. What is the meaning of his aloof from all these things? His consciousness is not affected. He will be talking also. He'll be interacting with people also. But his consciousness is so strong. His consciousness with Krishna is so strong that even though engaged in so many things, he is aloof from them, like Srila Prabhupada. Though 108 temples, 108 management, talking to so many people, but still Prabhupada is always with Krishna. Or who can write such purpose? That too, night, 2 o'clock, he used to sit and write. Who can write like this purpose? Every purport, every word makes a person a devotee, a reminder of Krishna. Who can do this? In the whole world, if you say Bhagavad Gita, whose Bhagavad Gita is so famous? Srila Prabhupada. Day before yesterday, I was seeing somebody sent a video, and that video was a Muslim person giving class on the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita from Pakistan. He loves to read different books of different religions, according to him, different religions. And that time, he showed Prabhupada's book. and that is in Urdu. Just imagine a age person of the age 71, 72 writing Bhagavad Gita. That too again, third time Prabhupada wrote. First time when he wrote, it was 3 times, 4 times larger than this commentary. Those pages were sold off by his wife when he had gone to Karur. After that, again Prabhupada wrote, but at the third time, Prabhupada again wrote. So just see how Prabhupada has, how Prabhupada can write, because his consciousness is in Krishna. Though engaged in so many activities, Prabhupada is not shaken. That is known as Tattva. Kevin C. Jairam, read the verse. If you can read the verse, it will be very nice. Beautiful verses.
Hare Krishna. Neva kinchit karomini yukto manyeda tattvavid pashyan shravan sprashan jigran ashnan gachan swapan shwasan pralapan visrajan grahyan unmishan nimishan nabi indriyani indriyakteshu vartanta idi dharayan. A person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping, and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because by speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects and that he is aloof from them. Perfect by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. A person in Krishna consciousness is pure in his existence, and consequently, he has nothing to do with any work which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes: the doer, the work, the situation, the endeavor, and fortune. This is because he is engaged in the loving transcendental service of Krishna. Although he appears to be acting with his body and senses, he is always conscious of his actual position, which is spiritual engagement. In material consciousness, the senses are engaged in sense gratification. But in Krishna consciousness, the senses are engaged in the satisfaction of Krishna's senses. Therefore, the Krishna conscious person is always free, even though he appears to be engaged in affairs of the senses. Activities such as seeing and hearing are actions of the senses meant for receiving knowledge, whereas moving, speaking, evacuating, etc. are actions of the senses meant for work. A Krishna conscious person is never affected by the actions of the senses. He cannot perform any act except in the service of the Lord, because he knows that he is the eternal servitor of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
ब्रह्मण्यादाय कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यतेन स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा. Again, a very important verse. Padmapatram ivambasa. This word Padmapatram. This person is like a lotus leaf. Lotus leaf, though in water, is never affected. It is in kitchen only, water only, but not affected. How will we understand? Being in the material world, not affected by the material world, that only Krishna can do, and Krishna's pure devotees can do. Now Krishna tells, I am in water, at the same, I am in the material world, at the same time I'm not in the material world. Material world is in me, at the same time it's not there in me. Chaitanya Charitamrita speaks about it. Now, presently the topic is going on, 5th chapter of Adi Leela. Chaitanya Charitamrita speaks about the opulence of Krishna. What is the opulence of Krishna? That though he is in the material world, he is not in the material world. Though the material world is in him, at the same time he is not there. He is not. Though the material world is in him, at the same time it is not there in him. The example is Padma Patra. So Padma means lotus, Patra means leaf. Though in the water, at the same time not affected by the water. Now, how is this person pure devotee? A pure devotee who has completely controlled his senses by his pure mind, by his pure intention, because of the devotional service. That is what we saw in the 7th verse. Brahmanya adaya karma. Though in the word-to-word translation, Brahmani here has been given as unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if you see the purport, it is actually referring to Pradhana. So what is Pradhana? Pradhan refers to the sum total of three modes of material nature. Now we have 24 elements. I hope you have not forgotten 24 elements. Our body is made up of 24 elements. 5 gross, 5 knowledge gaining senses, 5 sense objects, 5 working elements, then mind, intelligence, false ego, and 24th is pradhan. That is sum total of 3 modes of material nature. So whatever activities a person is doing, how is he doing? Adaya. Brahmani refers to pradhana. Adaya refers to, here resigning is given. So in the control of 3 modes of nature is one thing. Using 3 modes of material nature, a lot of difference. Somebody is in control of the 3 modes of material nature. So because of whatever previous life impressions, he has accumulated certain nature, and because of this, he's forced to do certain type of activity. Like somebody goes on sleeping, somebody is very lazy, somebody is very passionate, somebody is very good. He is forced to do such activities because of the 3 modes of material nature which he has got or accumulated from the previous life impressions or previous life karmas. On the other hand, a pure devotee who is like a Padma Patrivambasa, he also does act, but he is not in control of the 3 modes of material nature. Whenever, whatever required, he takes it. Like if he has to take rest, he takes the help of ignorance. Rest is actually mode of ignorance. He takes the help of mode of ignorance, but he is not in ignorance. You should understand that also. Ignorance, one meaning of ignorance is forgetfulness of Krishna. Modes of ignorance here refers to not forgetfulness of Krishna. There are 3 modes because of which different types of activities we can do. So he is in full consciousness of serving Krishna. That is why he is taking some small rest. That is, he takes the help of mode of ignorance. Once it so happened, Srila Prabhupada asked his disciples, take these books and distribute. Prabhupada wanted to say, sell it off. Go and sell it. Prabhupada said, go and distribute. These devotees, they went and just distributed and came back. They saw thousand books. Prabhupada said, where is Lakshmi? He said, you told not distribute, so we distributed empty. Prabhupada said, I just told, go and sell. Go and distribute, not freely. That means a devotee should use the passion at that time. Like now fundraising is going on. Rath Yatra is there. Fundraising is going on. You can go on seeing the messages which I put. Required. This is required. How the temple will run, how the salaries will go. Because there is no tree in the temple which goes on giving some money. The temple works on, for functions on, the charity from the people. If people are not visiting the temple, how charity will be collected? Some dan peti somebody puts. There are staff members whose family is dependent on the temple. That is why when functions come, we just write, please collect, please collect. Why? Just to make the staff people function, their family to run. At that time, while collecting, you should be in passion. Yes, I should collect, I should collect. Why? Without that, without the use of passion, it is impossible. It is impossible. There should be some goal kept. This time I have kept a target. At least 5 lakhs we should collect. Even though we don't reach, okay, we have kept some target. In companies also, you keep some target, isn't it? But you don't go to that extent. Okay, somebody reaches above that also. So, like we have started some services, food services. What is the real intention behind? Okay, let this food services be one of the means for collecting, for making Thana temple. So we don't have a ready-made money with us for constructing anything. We require our own hard work, we require funds from people. So that time, lot of passion is required. You cannot just do like, okay, Krishna is there, he will make his own temple. Yes, he is only making. He will only make. But we should always ask Krishna to become his hands, his tools, his instruments. So that is why here it is said, Brahmani Adaya Paramati. Yes, completely resigned. Resigned means he is not in the clutches of the three modes of material nature, but whenever whatever required, he uses it. Sangam tektva karoti ha. Sangam. Sangam means attachment. Tektva. He has given up. He has given up all the attachment for work. When we say work, here work refers to the desire for the fruits of the work. He is not doing for himself. He has nothing. He has no attachment for his personal gain. He has no attachment. Lipyate nasapape. That is why he is not entangled in any sin. Pape is not entangled in any sin. How is he? Though he is engaged in so many activities, Padmapatra Ivambasa, he is like a lotus leaf. We engage ourselves in our material activities to such an extent, that we consider we have not given more importance to devotion. Actually, devotional work is so much. Hardly we have few devotees who have given up their lives for complete devotion. There's a world lying before us to whom we have to show compassion. First one to ourselves and to others. We just see so many Bhagavad Gita classes are happening everywhere. How many of them are really attending? Hardly. That means there are so many who are just entangled in this material world. That means who are required now? An army of devotees. An army of devotees are required. And how should be this army? Army is always disciplined. And what is a discipline? Following the sadhana properly. Waking up early in the morning, chanting the rounds. Not taking anything which is not offered to Krishna. In the previous verse, somebody read, I think Surendra Harite Prabhuji read, he will not eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. He will not do anything which is not done for Krishna. He will not talk to people anything which is nonsense. That means this is the state of a pure devotee. And that is required. Need of the hour is one whose consciousness is like this. Even if he is talking, he is not affected. He will not talk, but sometimes just to hook a person. Starting itself, you cannot just say, I don't talk to me anything, I just want to talk about Krishna only. Nobody will come near you. So to hook a person, you have to be friendly. That is why this given here. Brahmani Adaya Paramani. He has resigned even the mode of goodness also. But sometimes he acts as if he's very good, but he's actually divine. Divinity is beyond goodness. So that is what is given. Lipyate nasapape. Even though he may be engaged in so many activities, sometimes hooking this person, that person, so that everybody will come in Krishna consciousness. Still, he is not affected by anything. Okay. Malti Mataji, please read the purport. First read the verse and then purport.
ब्रह्मण्यायाख्य कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यतेन स पापेन पद्मपत्रं मिवाम्भसा. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Here Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness, the material world is a sum total manifestation of the three modes of material world, is a sum material nature, technically called the Pradhana. The Vedic hymns Sarvam Yetad Brahma, Mandukya Upanishad 2, Tasmat Etad Brahma, Namarupam Annam Cha Jayate, Mundaka Upanishad 1.2.10, and in the Bhagavad Gita, Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma, indicate that everything in the material world is the manifestation of Brahman. And although the effects are differently manifested, they are non-different from the cause. In the Ishopanishad, it is said that everything is related to the Supreme Brahman or Krishna, and thus everything belongs to him only. One who knows perfectly well that everything belongs to Krishna, that he is the proprietor of everything, and that therefore everything is engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally has nothing to do with the results of his activities, whether virtuous or sinful. Even one's material body, being a gift of the Lord for carrying out a particular type of action, can be engaged in Krishna consciousness. It is then beyond contamination by sinful reactions, exactly as the lotus leaf, though remaining in the water, is not wet. The Lord always says in the Gita, Mayi sarvani karmani samanyasya. Resign all works unto me. The conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concept of the material body and senses, but a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in the service of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
After every puja, we say, Kayena vacha manasendriyerva dhyasana karomi saklam parasti narayanayati samarpayami. Isn't it? You see this verse. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalayerindriyeраpi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tattvatma shuddhaye. Kayena, body, with the body. Manasaha, with the mind. Buddhya, with the intelligence. Kaivalehi. Kaivalehi. Kaivalehi means Keval. Keval Krishna ke liye karo. Kevalahi, purified. Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means only for Krishna. Kevalaihi indriyaihi. How? With the senses. Purify the mind, body, intentions with the senses. Yoginaha, Krishna conscious person. Karma kurvanti. How is he performing activities? Sangam tektva, without attachment for anything. He has no attachment for the things what he has. Kulashekar Alvar, he says in Mukundamala, he is a king of Shera dynasty, that is Kerala. He says, whatever I have got is my Purva Karma. King means he has lot of property. But let my mind be always attached to Krishna. I have no attachment for the things that I have got. Richness, poverty, All these things are previous life karmas. If somebody is rich, somebody has a lot of things, doesn't matter. Srila Prabhupada was managing director of a company. He had no attachment for anything. What to speak? He left everything, became a sannyas. After that also, he built 108 temples. In the Mayapur, though a mansion was built, but his kutir was always small. He was not attached. He was not attached to the marbles. He was not attached to anything. He was just attached in giving Krishna consciousness to others because his attachment is for Krishna. Yoginah karma kuruvanti. Sangam tektva. How is he? He performs activities. Sangam tektva. He gives up the attachment for the fruits of that activity. Atma Shuddhaye. So in this way, he's completely purified soul. And if somebody wants to follow such purified soul, he also has to do this. Only for the purpose of purification, the yogis, how they act with body, mind, and intelligence, but they abandon the attachment for the results of activities. So within this lifetime itself, they are completely liberated. Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu writes, Iya yasya harer dasi karmana manasa nikhilashati avasthasu jivan mukta soch. Because when we say mukti, people think that, okay, mukti means only after death. Sometimes people think mukti means death. After death, there is mukti. No, not necessary. Mukti here refers to mukti hitu anyatha rupam swarupena vivastiti. Within this lifetime, if a person has understood his swarupa, to understand Siddha Swarupaha is Krishna's mercy. Siddha Swarupa means what are you in the spiritual world? What is your real identification? At least one thing we can understand, we are servants of Krishna. In the spiritual world, every jiva has one identification with Krishna. Shara jiva, Akshara jivas. They have an identification with Krishna. So those Akshara jivas, by Krishna's mercy, can understand their Siddha Swarupa. So within this lifetime itself, Iha yasya harer dasi. He is Harir ka das, harer dasi. Karmanaha, manasaha, gira. Karmanaha means by his activities, manasa means mind, gira means body, karmana manasa gira. Nikhilashati avasthas. How is his avastha in this world? Jivan mukta suchate. Within this lifetime itself, he is completely liberated soul. So Mataji, please read the verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Kayena manasa buddhya kevaler indriya api yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma sudhaye. Translation: the yogis, abandoning attachment, act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with the senses only for the purpose of purification. Purpose by His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When one acts in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of the senses of Krishna, any action, whether of the body, mind, intelligence, or even the senses, is purified of material contamination. There are no material reactions resulting from the activities of a Krishna conscious person. Therefore, purified activities, which are generally called Sad Achara, can be easily performed by acting in Krishna consciousness. Sri Rupa Goswami, in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.187, describes this as follows. Iha yasya hare dasye karmana manasa gira nikhilasva api vasashu jimukta uchyate. A person acting in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, in the service of Krishna, with his body, mind, intelligence, and words, is a liberated person, even within the material world, although he may be engaged in many so-called material activities. He has no false ego, for he does not believe that he is this material body or that he possesses the body. He knows that he is not this body, and that this body does not belong to him. He himself belongs to Krishna, and the body too belongs to Krishna. When he applies everything produced of the body, mind, intelligence, words, life, wealth, etc., whatever he may have within his possession to Krishna's service, he is at once devoted with Krishna. He is one with Krishna and is devoid of the false ego that leads one to believe that he is the body, etc. This is the perfect stage of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam.
So this is the perfect stage of Krishna consciousness. So when he applies everything produced of the mind, body, intelligence, whatever he may have within his, everything is for Krishna. It's out with Krishna. It's one with Krishna. It's avoid of false ego that leads one to believe that he is the body, etc. This is the stage of perfect. So here we'll stop. Any questions? No questions? Okay. So we'll stop here. 12th June, we have Rath Yatra. So requesting all the devotees to come to temple. Temple is a place where you should have fearlessness. We are moving around the world. And when it comes to temple, we just lock ourselves. Come, have darshan of Lord and offer bhogas. And also, we have given you the card in the WhatsApp. We have also written the donation is also. You can ask your friends. People will donate for Rath Yatra. They know the condition of all the temples now. Every temple is actually suffering because of this lockdown. So requesting one and all to talk to your friends and purify their money also. By donating, actually one purifies his wealth. So give chance to others also to contribute.